What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey, still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. You don't like it, you can have that seat up. All right. Class, students, settle down. Jack tuck your shirt in. It's time for another lesson with the doctor. And I've seen a lot of people out there with the news, or rumor, actually, that the Nintendo NX may not be using an x86 processor, that means the death of the Nintendo NX. But is it? Not really. First of all, if you think that the reason why the Nintendo Wii U didn't get as much development support as it could have is because it used PowerPC, you really need to go have that damn seat somewhere. The Wii U not having a hard drive and a low amount of processing cores had a lot more to do with that than it using PowerPC. These developers were using PowerPC for the last 8 years, had no problem with it. That is not why the Wii U didn't get support. Especially when we're talking about the fact that it pretty much didn't sell very well also. That's also a huge factor there. So it using PowerPC over x86 had little to do with the support that the system got. Now, would it using an ARM CPU harm its third-party support? I don't think so. First of all these developers know how to code for ARM anyway, because the Wii U, the Xbox One, and the PlayStation 4 already use ARM CPUs as co-processors. So that's not really an issue there. Now, there's actually, contrary to popular belief, a lot of benefits for Nintendo to go with ARM over x86. Now, I'm not saying that that's what they will go with, because this is just a rumor at this point. But if it turns out being true, these are a list of the benefits as to why Nintendo would go such a route. First things first, we know that Nintendo loves CPUs and GPUs, or chips altogether, that are both power efficient and that don't take a lot of heat. And that's one of the main benefits of ARM versus x86. There's the CPUs are smaller. They have a lower amount of instruction sets, which actually allows them to be clocked higher than an x86 chip. Now, the reason why this is because they take out unneeded instructions, and they provide outstanding performance at a fraction of the power demand of x86. Okay, so the x86 has a much larger instruction set than ARM uses, and ARM pretty much cuts to the chase. Let me give you a layman's example of the instruction set of x86 compared to that an ARM CPU uses. This is an example of x86 giving you instructions. Okay, now get up, walk to the door, left, right, left, right, left, right. Almost there. Left, right, left, right. Okay, reach in your pocket. Okay, grab your keys. Okay, stick it into the keyhole. Okay, turn to the right. All right. Now open the door. Okay. Now walk out the door. Turn around. Close the door behind you. Okay. Now turn left and walk towards your car. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Almost there. Left, right. Okay. Now open the door. Okay. Sit down. Okay. Put on your seatbelt. All right. And close the door. Now, that was a lot of freaking instructions, right? Now, unless you are pretty stupid, you didn't need half of those, right? Now, here's an example of an instruction set using the ARM architecture. All right. Okay, go to your door, open the door, walk to your car, get in. That's the difference. Now, a CPU using x86 may potentially have more raw power or horsepower at its disposal. But the problem is that a lot of that is wasted due to its inefficiency. Now, one of the another major benefit over ARM opposed to x86 is that ARM cores are pretty much developed to be hyper efficient and cold to the metal. Now, you guys have probably been hearing this term a lot over the last couple years because it's very, very important. See, the thing with PC development versus console is that on consoles, the reason why console games are able to look as good as they do with such low specs is because their ability, they give developers the ability to code to the metal. On the PC side, they don't really get that. That's why things like Vulkan, that's trying to come up to overtake DirectX, that is the reason for Vulkan. The purpose of Vulkan is to allow console developers and also PC developers the ability to code to the metal, to get better performance out of their games, to get better graphics out of their games. Now, that's something that DirectX limits its developers on doing it. They can't really code to the metal. That's why games on the PC don't look and perform as good as they could. Now, if Vulkan takes off and these PC developers use it, these PC games are going to look crazy, like really crazy, because they're going to finally be actually taking advantage of what the hardware can do. Now, the difference between developing for x86 versus an ARM CPU is kind of similar to the difference between developing for an in-order processor and an out-of-order processor. You see, last generation on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, they had in-order processors, right? These newer CPUs on the, well, even the Wii U also, because it's powered PC, but the PlayStation 4 CPU and the Xbox One CPU, for example, are now out of order processing. So with that, you can see that even though the processing, like the clock speeds of their CPUs are dramatically lower clocked than their past consoles, they still outperform them. And that is one of the reasons why. Now, I don't know if Nintendo is going to use an ARM CPU, but it definitely wouldn't be a bad thing. You guys jump the gun on everything, and you really need to do some freaking research. Have that seat. Class dismissed.